Boom. We are live. Gentlemen, today we are going to discuss game. What is game? Game is highly important for confidence. I would say that this is one of the biggest things that guys have issues with. Game, talking to women, being successful with women, understanding the mentality that women have, especially when it comes to dating. This is one of the most requested videos that I've had up year to date. And I was going to get to it, man. It was just a matter of time. We are currently in the confidence series. And in this series of videos, we are focusing specifically on how to build maximum iron confidence. I call it iron confidence because it's unshakable. You cannot break it. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to build this type of confidence. So let me pull up the whiteboard so I can show you guys currently where we are on this series. We've already made all of these videos. They're all in the channel. If you go to my channel, go to the main page, click on the live tab. It's not going to be in the videos tab. All of these videos are going live. So check the live tab and you'll see all of these videos there. We've already talked about the self-image, goals and priorities, the Super Mario effect, saying no, sleep. All of these videos have, we already made them. They're already published. And we're currently on game. It took a while to get here because I think that these videos here, these topics that we already covered are very important before you even get into game, before you even consider like trying to date girls. If you're not solid, if you're not mentally solid, your frame is not strong, you're not taking care of yourself, your body, your mind is weak, you're going to suffer a lot when it comes to game and dating. That's why I held off on making this video because I've been doing a lot of research for these videos, and in my research I've come to the conclusion that before you even get into game, you have to be well yourself. You have to have strong frame. And that's what all of these videos have covered. So if you missed any of them, go to my channel. Let me show you my channel really fast here. So go to my channel and click on it would be under the live tab right here. So click on that live tab and there you'll see all of these videos. So here you can see we have mentors, best environment, high paying skills, invest in yourself, and they've all been covered here in the confidence series. So I just wanted to quickly highlight that because I got a call with one of my boys over the weekend and he couldn't find a lot of these videos. And the reason why he couldn't find them was because he was on the wrong tab. He was checking out the video section right here instead of the live section. So go to the live section. This is where everything is located. So jumping back to, let's go ahead and pull up the whiteboard for game. So this is going to be a really good video, man. And we're going to cook in this video, bro. I'm just going to drop it how it is when it comes to game and understanding game. So there's one of the best definitions that I've come across for outlining game is from my mentor, Wraith. He just dropped this book. Highly recommend it. I just finished it yesterday, actually. And it was a powerful book, man. I finished it over the weekend. It's a quick read, but it really helps you understand frame very well. And in that book, he doesn't really go too much into game, but in that book, he outlines what game is. And I think that his definition of game is probably one of the best that I've seen so far. So game, all it means is it refers to a person's social acuity or social awareness plus the ability to understand the sub-communications of individuals or groups, coupled with an understanding of behavior, probabilities, and the ability to leverage this knowledge to achieve desired outcomes in relationships. So one of the main things to understand from game is that it does not only apply to women. It doesn't just apply to dating, getting girls, getting chicks. It applies to your social interactions. It applies to your social skills, how good you are in developing successful relationships, getting what you want from those relationships, and actually having like that social acuity, that social awareness of what's going on in your environment. So that's one of the main things to understand about game. It's more about social awareness and how you interact in those social communications. So the way that a lot of guys are more interested in game when it comes to talking to women, and we're gonna get into that. We're gonna break it down deep in this video, but I just want to really highlight that it's all about communication skills. And one thing that you're going to see throughout this video is that the more you work on your communication, even whether it's with your parents, with your family members, with random strangers, people that you're not even attracted to in public, the better you're going to get at game, because you're working that social muscle. You're working those social skills. It's like a muscle. It's like when you're hitting the gym, you're trying to build your biceps. Same thing with game, the same thing with your social skills. You want to build them, you want to practice them on a daily basis. So being good with the ladies, possessing charisma, mastering communication skills, it boosts your confidence in your social intelligence in many ways. It just makes you more persuasive and influential in various situations. And this heightened awareness helps you navigate complex interactions, right? You learn how to build strong relationships with your friends in the gym, in the MMA dojo, in your career, in your business, and it helps you stay focused on your goals. And this just leads to success. It leads to success in everything, with your money, with your dating, with your health. You feel 10 times better knowing that you have good friends in your life, people that support you. So there is a lot of key benefits to understanding and mastering game. It improves your negotiation and persuasion skills. So you're more persuasive. You know how to ask for what you want. This comes into play when you're in the middle of business deals, if you're trying to get a promotion, if you're trying to land some opportunities. When you have these social skills, it helps you do that. It facilitates that process. It also heightens your confidence in your self-esteem, like your personal self-esteem. It makes you more assertive, more resilient. You're mentally stronger, and it allows you to take on more challenges. And finally, it expands your social and professional networks, right? It gives you that abundance mindset, knowing that if you go up to talk to a girl, if she rejects you, whatever, brush that shit off, move on to the next girl, and there's no issues, right? You have that abundance mindset. You come from abundance instead of scarcity, which a lot of guys operate from scarcity and they get very weak results because of that. And it also increases your aura. You have better energy, right? You have more energy around other people. People want to be around you because you exude positive energy. So we all know that scrub that is antisocial. He's not confident. He's always frustrated because girls reject him. They don't really like him. They kind of like brush him off. They don't really take him serious. He has no game, no skills when it comes to talking to girls, and ultimately no love. He doesn't. He's never actually felt the love of a girl, and that's a very depressing place to be. And I know exactly how that feels because I used to be that scrub when I was in high school. I used to feel those emotions a lot because I didn't know how to talk to women. I didn't know how to talk to girls. I didn't know how to actually approach and show my interest in a girl, or also how to get her to be interested in me. I didn't know what she wanted. What were the key requirements to accomplish that goal? So one, I would also want to emphasize that this takes time. It takes time to gain this experience. You have to talk to women, you have to date, you have to be in relationships to understand these dynamics. The more you do it, the more you're going to understand how these dynamics actually work. Because if you've only dated one girl, two girls, you're not really going to have like a full understanding of game, understanding of a woman's mentality, understanding of what they really want. You really have to date them long term. You have to have, you have to kind of there's different schools of thought, right? Like there's the monogamy camp that you get one woman, you marry her, and that's it. And then there's like you have game, you develop game, you understand this, you date, you have fun dating. And I think that the latter approach allows you to really understand women better. And I think that if you are in a monogamous relationship, if you're lucky to be in a monogamous relationship in 2024, in this year, man, like in this present day, then you're blessed, because it's very difficult to have a relationship like that. It's not, the times have changed a lot when it comes to game. Game evolves so fast, and it really evolves with the times. And like back, going off on a little bit of a tangent, but I just wanted to show you the difference, right? Because when my parents were dating back in the 70s, back in the 80s, like there was no social media, there was no iPhones, there was no internet. So they got what they got, man. And like in their town, there was only so many limited opportunities, so many limited options. And they didn't have all this dopamine hitting them from left and right. They didn't have all these different options coming at them. So it was very different during that time. And now that we're, present day 2024, there's so many options. Internet has taken over, and you really need to know how to play the game how it is right now. You can't live like in this fairy tale where, back in that day it was like this, and you got married with one person, and you went to the traditional route of marriage at 18, 19, had 10 kids, and like that doesn't apply to modern day, man. You got to adapt to the times. Adaptability is highly important, and we are not in those times anymore. If you find something like that, capture it, bring it back to the lab so we can study it, we can replicate it. But it's very difficult to find something like that nowadays, man. You have to learn how to play the game, and you need to learn how to attract as many options, as many positive, high ROI options as possible. And we're gonna break that down in this video. So it's gonna get deep, man. All right, so a couple power terms. So before I get into the power terms, so I used to be the scrub, bro. I completely understand if you're in that position. If you don't really understand how to talk to girls, you don't understand what they want. Like, I've been there, man. I've been frustrated. I've thought to myself, like, what, is something wrong with me? Is there something like wrong with how I dress? And to some extent there was, man. Like, back then I didn't have that much style, but I also didn't understand the mentality of women as well as I do now. After I've been on fucking thousands of dates, after I've talked to so many girls, and I've actually built my experience, right? I actually put the work in the gym, put in the reps, that I understand this a lot more. And it's part of the game, bro. You're gonna have to take a lot of hits. You're gonna have to take a lot of the licks. I often refer this and a lot of different things to fighting. When you're fighting, when you're learning how to fight, especially like in boxing, you're gonna get jabbed, you're gonna get hit, especially in your first sparring sessions. But through time, gradually, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn how to jab. You're gonna learn how to counter. You're gonna learn how to roll, slip, counter back. And that's the same thing with just about everything in life. You have to go through that process that hurts, the frustration of getting beat, the frustration of failure. You have to go through that process. And this is exactly when it comes to game. I don't know anyone who has just had like smooth sailing in game. There's a lot of there's gonna be turbulence. You're gonna be in a relationship. She's not gonna like something that you do. Maybe you look at another girl and she's gonna get upset at you. You guys break up. You're trying to get over a breakup. You get over the breakup. You meet another girl. It doesn't work out with her. So there's always gonna be something going on. And this is the reality of game. That it is like you have to get used to managing all this turbulence and being a skilled sailor in this rocky ocean, right? Like this is the truth about game. So going into power terms, a couple terms that we need to understand and break down to really understand what game is. So game, we already mentioned that one. Intergender dynamics. So intergender dynamics just refers to the interactions and behaviors between men and women, especially in relationships, attraction, and communication shaped by social, psychological, and cultural factors. So this is the relationships that you have with women, right? It's completely different from the relationship that you have with your boys, with your teammates. If you play sports, it's completely different. This is the relationship that you have with women. Social dynamics. So social dynamics refers to the study of how individuals and groups interact, change, and influence one another within a social system. It involves understanding the processes that drive shifts in behavior, relationships, and structures in society. So this is the dynamics in society, why we act the way we act. When it comes to game, understanding business terms is very important. Understanding like business is also very similar to game, right? And there's 3 terms in business that will really help understand game deeper. And those are product, marketing, and sales. So product in business, a product is any good service or solution created to meet the needs, desires of customers. So you are the product. You. Let me pull up a little pen here so we can. You equals product. Customers would be the women, the girls you're trying to get, those baddies, those sexy brunettes, sexy brunette Latinas in South America. Customers. So they would be baddies, girls, whatever. We just call it baddies. Baddies. All right. So they're the baddies, right? They're the girls that you like. They're the girls that you're interested in. Shout out to all my sexy ladies out here. So you're the product in business. So any service solution created to meet the needs of desires of customers. It can be tangible like a physical item or intangible like a service, and is designed to provide value and satisfy specific demands in the marketplace. A product is typically offered for a sale and is the basis for generating revenue. So a couple things to break down here, right? So you have to offer value. That's the number one thing. You have to become a product of value. You satisfy specific demands in what the marketplace wants. In this scenario, the marketplace is the baddies, the sexy girls that you're interested in. That is the marketplace. So you have to understand what they want. You have to get into like their position and think of what they want. We're gonna break that down, but really need to understand that you are the product in this scenario. You're trying to build yourself up. The next term is marketing. So marketing in business is the process of you're trying to make the best, going back to product, you're trying to make the best product, right? You're trying to make yourself the best you that you can possibly be. That's why I think that self-development is probably one of the best ways to elevate your dating life. When you become that person, you're congruent with becoming the fucking man. It's a lot easier to date. Girls just know that you are that man because you are exuding it through your actions. You're not just talking. So the next term is marketing. So marketing in business is the process of promoting, selling, and distributing products or services to meet the needs of customers. Remember, it's the baddies, those sexy girls that you're interested in. It involves understanding customer desires, creating value, and effectively communicating that value through strategies like advertising, branding, market research, and customer engagement to drive sales and build lasting relationships. So this is probably this is probably the component that a lot of guys overlook. They don't market themselves as well. They do not market themselves on social media. They don't know how to market themselves on social media. They don't know how to come off as that guy. They don't know how to promote their product themselves as the guy that these girls should be interested in. Because you could be that guy. Like you can have the six pack, you can have that money, but if you don't know how to like promote it, like actually show it off in the correct way, no one's ever going to find you. Like these girls aren't going to know that you're that guy. You have to do it in a very subtle but effective way. And that's where the marketing comes in, is that there is a layer of promotion, right? Like one of the easiest ways that I can think about this is like whenever you go out to a bar or a club, let's say you're going out with your boys, it's three of you guys. If you just go into the club and then you just stand at the bar, the girls in that venue are not going to see you. Then they're not all going to take a look at you. They're not going to see you, the product, because you're just in that one location in the entire club, as opposed to you. Like, let's say you go take a lap. Like, that's why it's very important to take laps with your boys, right? Take some laps. You go to the first floor, you take a lap, take a look at what's in what you're working with in the bar, and then you go to the second floor, take another look, Then you go to the third floor, take another look, and then you come back down to the bar. And what you're going to notice is that you're going to make eye contact with a lot of girls that are in that club. And the ones that you're interested in, just keep them in the back of your mind, right? And then later on, a lot of them are going to start looking for you. So if you're in the bar, later on, 10 minutes later, 10 minutes pass, you might see that girl come by with her friends. And if she locks eye contact with you, if you notice her the first time, that means that she's interested in you. She's giving you those IOIs, right? Those indicators of interest. She's actually like showing you that she's attracted to you. But you would have never gotten that opportunity if you do not take those first laps. That's the power of marketing. Like, you have to put yourself out there. You have to put that product out there. You need to promote yourself. So that is marketing. And then finally, sales. So sales in business just refers to the process of exchanging a product or service for money. It involves identifying potential customers, understanding their needs, and persuading them to purchase the offering. Sales are a direct revenue generating activity and focus on building relationships, closing deals, and achieving business growth through customer transactions. So everything in life is a transaction, man. This is one thing that you'll notice, that everything in life is a transaction, and it's just the objective truth. It's not a good thing or a bad thing, but everything's a transaction. And when it comes to women, with girls, when it comes to dating, you have to get them. They're not just going to. They're not just gonna. Some of them are, depending on your status. Some depending on if you have high status. I would argue that some women will sell themselves to you. But if you're not, the majority of guys do not have like that type of status. In most cases, you have to get her, and this is the process of sales. Is that you actually have to pull her. And this is what when we come back to like spinning game. What the reason why they call it spinning game is because you're trying to like persuade her to get with you, right? Either she's gonna come back home with you, you want to take her on a second date, you want to keep that relationship going further. You're trying to sell yourself to get her. So this is the reality of dating, right? You're gonna have to sell yourself. You're gonna have to like persuade her. All this is persuasion, bro. That's all it is. Making it Instead of making it so complicated, all it is persuasion, man. Persuasion. And this is what sales is, right? You're trying to sell yourself. You are trying to position yourself in the market with the best product that you possibly can and get as many sales or the best sale that you possibly can. If you're trying to get like one high quality girl, I completely understand. But what's the best way to get a high quality girl? Is like you have to put yourself out there and you have to increase the volume to increase those sales. So that's the part about game that a lot of guys like I've seen guys that say that like, it's not good to talk to so many girls, that you shouldn't be a womanizer, that, like you hear that argument a lot, but it's like, that's the only way that you can get good at talking to women. You have to play the game. You have to be good at persuasion, at, making those approaches of increasing that volume. That's the only way that you can get good at anything. Trying to get better at the gym, you're trying to get better at fighting, you have to increase your volume, the how much you practice, how much you actually do it. So there's a great book, there's a great video here by Simon Sinek. He's an entrepreneur, business owner, business magnet. He highlights how it's very similar to sales. So let me go ahead and show you guys this video. Let me just make sure it's not copyrighted, because last time they brought down one of my videos and it's annoying when they copyright it, like when they bring it down, because you put on all that work and then they just bring it down. So let me just make sure. It doesn't seem like it is, so I'm gonna go ahead and show it.
Commercial transaction, a sale, is very similar to a date. You're sitting across the table from somebody, hoping to close the deal. I mean, right? And so, let's pretend somebody goes out on a date. It was a setup, it was just like with work, you're introduced to somebody. And that kid sits across the table with his date, and he says, I'm really rich. I've made a lot of money. I'm really successful. Know a lot of famous people. I've got a beautiful house. You should come by and check it out sometime. And I'm on TV a lot, which is great because I'm really good looking. I mean, does that kid get a second date? I mean, it's such a bad date.
I'm gonna go ahead and speed it up here so we can really get through it.
It's so obvious how badly that went. Well, why do we think that it's any better in business? Look how a business transaction is. We sit down and we say, we're a very successful company. In fact, we're the biggest in the industry. Very successful. I am also one of the top salespeople, one of the top brokers. You know that. Our corporate headquarters are beautiful. You should come over and have a meeting there sometime. You may have seen our commercials on TV. We have an amazing ad agency. We have beautiful TV commercials, which is great. Like if we thought one sucked, why do we think this is good? Sure, right?
All right. So this is a really good point here that Simon is highlighting here. That like you don't want to come off as arrogant whenever you're talking with women, because that is a turnoff, right? Even if you are the man, bro. Like even if you're loaded, got money, got that 8-pack going, so like even if you have all of these things going on for yourself, you also don't want to come off as arrogant, because going back to what we said about sales, about persuasion, no one likes to be around someone who is so arrogant about themselves, right? That they think that they're like hot shit, right? Like no one likes to be around someone like that. Even if you are that person, like when it comes to persuasion, girls don't want, that's something that girls just don't like, man. That's something that no one in general likes, right? Like no one wants to be around like an arrogant asshole that that just comes off as like, man, like, he thinks he's like the best thing ever, right? Like, so that's something very important that he's mentioning, right? You want to come off in the correct way, even if you are that guy. If you're not that guy, you want to work yourself to level up your money. We've talked a lot about this. Shout out to my mentor MLD, that he coined all of these terms, right? Money, muscles, game, frame. You want to make sure that you're leveling up everything: your money, your career, your muscles, your health, and your frame, your mindset. But once you become that person, you don't want to just like put it in everyone's face.
The irony is, if you just learn to start with why, if you actually have a purpose, cause, or belief underlying your work, it profoundly changes the whole sales call. Yeah. So that kid sits down again and says, I love what I do. I'm the luckiest person alive. I get to wake up every single morning to inspire people to do the things that inspire them. I mean, it's like, I love my work. Yeah. And the amazing thing is I've actually been very successful at it, and I've made a lot of money because of it. And I got to meet all these famous people, and I built a beautiful house. You should come by and see it sometime. Yeah. And I get to go on TV all the time, which is really fun because I'm good looking. Yeah. Like you can say all the same stuff, and now it's the tangible proof of the philosophy of the belief. Yeah. But it's not the reason you buy. People buy into the cause. And so it's the same at work. Tell us what you love. Why do you love this business? Why did you get into this business? Why is it worth the blood, sweat, and tears, and the uncertainty and the instability? Why do you keep doing it? Is it just to make money because the money's good? Like, and if you don't enjoy it, then start asking yourself some hard questions. Yeah. Like, why are you doing it? If it's really that difficult, and you really don't love it. But to sit down across the table from somebody and say, let me tell you why I love this business. And then you can tell them all what makes you great. Yeah. But we don't do that. Yeah. We sell, and we forget that relationships, whether it's a date or a business relationship, are all built on the same things.
So, Simon Sinek is he wrote a great book. I think it was the Start With Why. So he's very big on purpose. He's very big on why you do what you do. And he's very big on like telling your story, your emotion. And that's what he's highlighting a lot in this video, right? It's like we like to buy from people that we resonate with, that have a story that we like at the end of the day. And that's the same thing with sales, right? I mean, with girls, is that it's a lot about the emotions, man. You have to come off as like a normal person, a person that has emotions, that has compassion, that has sympathy, that understands, right? Like understands like their emotions, right? You have to exude these qualities. Women are more emotional compared to men. We're more logical, we're more left-brained, and women are more right-brained. That's what makes us so like a perfect combination, because they provide the qualities that we lack, and we provide them with the qualities that they lack, right? I'm not saying like this is everyone, but it's usually like the majority of our relationships, right? That where men are more left brain and women are more right brain. So let me go back to the whiteboard so we can keep rocking and rolling here. So put the screen share. Let's go. All right, guys, been going at it. All right, so Tony Robbins, man, he has a great quote here. He says that the way that we communicate with others and with ourselves ultimately determines the quality of our lives. So the better we get at these communication skills, again, it just really helps increase everything, man. It makes everything more successful. Your career, your relationship with the ladies. It's that communication. This is highly powerful for success with the ladies, and then everything in general. But all right, so we have to put in the action, man. We have to build that product, which is you. That's the barrier to entry to game, is that you have to get in shape. You have to stay fresh. Getting in shape, man, just hitting the gym, lifting weights 3 to 5 times a week, running, getting that cardio, always training. It's a part of being a man. You have to train. You have to stay in shape, staying fresh, getting manicures, pedicures, getting a haircut, shower, all that good stuff. Dress well. Pay attention to how you dress. We're gonna get into all of this as we roll along through the confidence series, but these are just the barrier entries right here. High level skills. Start learning a craft that really makes you good money. Start getting paid. Be happy, exude a happy lifestyle, like a fun lifestyle. You like to travel, you like to do cool stuff, and rejection proof, right? So, like I said, when it comes to game, you're going to get rejected. It's part of the game, and the best thing you could do is become like a non-destructive toy or character that whatever happens to you, you just keep coming back. Like, you cannot be stopped. Wolverine is a great example of a superhero like this, right? Like, he gets shot, he gets cut, and he just starts to like regenerate. And that's the same thing with rejection. Is like, something happens, you get rejected, bro, just take it in the chin and just come back and keep going harder. And marketing, right? So marketing is promoting yourself, putting yourself out there. This is what we broke down with those business terms. So social media, put yourself out there on social media, show off your lifestyle, whether you're out with friends, whether you're training in the gym, show off. The main things I would recommend to show off is gym, food, traveling, having fun, social circle, you have good friends, and you just doing fun, cool shit, man. Like, just show off a fun, cool lifestyle, a lifestyle that you actually like doing, right? Because you want to be genuine with yourself too, but you want to attract girls based off your lifestyle. And post that on social media, man. Post that on your dating apps, Tinder, Bumble. Join clubs and organizations like MMA gym. Post you training in the MMA gym. Post you at the gym lifting weights. If you like riding horses, if you like playing golf, anything that you're interested in, man. Like, the more nuanced, the more unique it is, the better you look, man. Like, I have friends that play golf. I don't play golf. I want to play golf, but I've always admired golf. Like, it's always been a sport that I've always wanted to play. I also really like fencing, bro. Like, with the swords, like, that's something that I've always like wanted to check out and maybe get into. So whatever it is, post it, man. Show it off. Practice conversation in regular day, like your regular day-to-day activities, right? When you're going to the store, you're trying to order some food, like, talk to the waitresses, talk to the servers, talk to everyone, bro, and just practice your conversation skills. See what works and see what doesn't work. Start developing that abundance mindset where you're not operating off of scarcity. Like, this is the only girl that you talk to. You have to abide to everything that she says. A lot of guys fall into this trap where they try to please their girl because that's the only option that they have. As opposed to a guy that has options, he's not trying to please anyone. He's just being himself. If a girl likes it, they can take it or leave it, and he just moves on being successful and just keeps on his path, right? So that's the power of having that abundance mindset, that you have leverage. Leverage is powerful when it comes to dating, and women, anyone in general, can feel when you have that power and energy of leverage, because you have options, and if it doesn't work out with them, they know that you can go somewhere else, and that makes you high demand, bro. Like, more people want you because of that. You're valuable. And then finally, right, sales. This is the last category that we have, sales. So choosing signals. Choosing signals is when a girl shows interest in you, right? So if you go to the bar, going back to our bar example, if you look at a girl and then you go back with your buddies, and then she comes back and she looks at you again, she's giving you a choosing signal. It's just an IOI, indicator of interest, and she's letting you know that she's interested in you. So now you have the green light. This is probably one of the best ways to understand, like, if a girl likes you and if it's worth going up and talking to her. Because, like, personally, man, like, I'm not the type of guy that, like, if I see a pretty girl, I'm gonna just go up and talk to her just because she's a pretty girl. Like, I have to, like, she has to show me indicators of interest. There has to be like some type of energy and chemistry, like, just from looking at each other before I'm gonna put in the time and the effort and the energy to talk to her, right? Because in some cases, man, like you're the prize, bro. Like she might be missing out on you not going up to talk to her, man. That's the way that you have to kind of see yourself, because like, as especially you start developing and growing as a man, you start to realize that you're the fucking product, bro. You're the Ferrari, right? You start off as a when you're in high school, bro, you start off as a fucking Toyota Camry, but then through your experience, you start growing, start making money, you start getting in shape, you start becoming that man, you start developing yourself slowly into a Ferrari. And then you're like, all right, should I actually like go and give her my energy and talk to her? Like, is it worth it? Even though she's pretty, like she might be pretty and everything, right? But sometimes it's not worth it, man. Sometimes like, she's not really giving me like indicators of interest. I'm not gonna waste my time. So that's something that you start to realize as the deeper you get into game, and as you start just getting more of that experience, you start to realize that you are becoming the prize. And it's a powerful thing to understand when you're in that position. It's crazy how the coin shifts, bro. Like the paradigm shifts dramatically. For me, it started changing like around when I was like 28, 29. And I started making more money, started leveling myself up more, taking care of myself more. That paradigm just fucking shift, because a lot of times I would have to be chasing girls, and then I started having options, man. Like girls just kind of like, shoot me DMs, or they look at me all the time when I'm in public, and it makes it a little easier, right? Because now it's like, okay, like I like her, I can go talk to her. And one of the best ways that you understand that is when she gives you choosing signals that she likes you. So you want to increase your volume. And this is what we mentioned when it comes to social media, dating apps, going out, cold approach, day game, night game, everything. You want to increase your volume as much as possible, because the more volume that you have coming into the funnel, the more sales, the more successful outcomes you're going to get from that process. So that's why it's highly important to increase your volume. Source from everywhere. Understand that rejection is normal. It's part of the game. Like, you're not always going to land the sale. You're not always going to get the successful outcome. There's going to be times that a girl has a boyfriend, something's going on with her, she's having a bad day, so don't even worry about that. Just move on. What I would recommend here also is to not waste time, bro, because there's a lot of time wasters out there. There's a lot of energy drainers that like they're just kind of texting you, but they're not really taking you serious. A lot of people. So this is not like specifically a women thing, but a lot of people don't value their own time, energy, attention, or money. So why would they value yours, right? Like they don't really think about it that much in their own lives. And you'll see this a lot when you're trying to like text girls, that like they're just texting you just to text you. They're not thinking about like how the way that you're thinking about it, that you actually want something out of the exchange. You want to talk, you want to continue the relationship, you want to get to know her. Like sometimes they're just wasting your fucking time. So understand that, right? Don't waste too much time when you're just trying to when you're out here dating, man. Like if you think, one of my good buddies, he has like a 3-strike rule where he, like, if you get 3 chances, right? If she rejects you the first time, second time, okay, you'll give her one more chance. But on that 3rd strike, like, she's out. So I would recommend something like that. For me, it's like 2 strikes, bro. I'm not gonna waste my time. Like, I got more important things to do. I got, we're out here streaming, we're making these videos, dropping this sauce for the boys. So if you made it this far into the video, make sure to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Gonna keep going harder, bro. All right, so next thing is confident body language. So you always want to exude confident body language, and that's why the gym is very important. Having a positive, successful mindset is very important. Having strong frame is important, because that subconsciously translates into your body language. Your body language exudes your confidence. So if you walk with your head high, shoulders back, chest up, you're strong, you're in shape, you know how to dress, you will exude confident body language. And this will increase your choosing signals. It will increase that volume, because women are going to naturally be attracted to your aura. They're going to keep looking at you. They're going to be like, damn, who's this guy? Like, he comes in, commands presence, looking fresh, looking fly, strong, knows how to fight. All this energy, women just fucking naturally feel it. It's like you're a tiger. when you feel the aura of a tiger when he walks into a room because he's naturally a tiger, right? So that's the type of body language that you want to exude. Your tone of voice is also very important. You don't want to go up to a girl and just like when you're selling yourself, it's like if somebody just when anyone in general goes up to you and they start talking to you like this, like, hey, wanted to thought you were really cute and I didn't. That's weak. That's weak tonality. Your voice is too low. You want to have the perfect pitch in your tone. You don't want to come off as too low, where hey, like you're kind of like desperate, needy, weak, and you also don't want to come off as too strong, where you're like, hey, I like you. You start screaming at her, right? Like it's too aggressive. You're gonna scare off women, but no one wants to be around somebody that's shouting and screaming, right? So you want to have like that perfect moderate tone. And the best way that I can describe this is that you want to have like a radio host voice, like a studio voice, right? Like you're like an artist, like you're going to the studio and you're going to draw some tracks. Like check out Howard Stern. I think Howard Stern is great at like his tone. But check out a lot of guys like studio hosts, how they speak, right? So we're back on 104.7 The Box, and today we have a great special guest, R&B artist, some bullshit like that, right? It's the tone, like you sound like a musician, like an artist. You want to have like that perfect tone right there, right? Where somebody can be relaxed and they feel comfortable around you, and that's the importance of tone. So then going into code, hot approach. Do as many as you can. Like I said, if you see a girl that you like, that you're interested in, run the approach. I don't consider it a cold approach, man. I consider it a hot approach because you're dropping. Think about it like you're a shout out to my mentor, bro. He told me this. He's like, think about you're a suitcase with $5 million in it, and you're bringing it to a girl. So that's the way that you need to think about it, bro. It's a hot approach. It's like today's your lucky day, girl. Like you got a stone cold G in front of you. And you shoot your shot, man. Shoot your shot. That's the power. It's like you see a girl that you like, shoot your shot, because then time's gonna pass. You're going to keep putting it off, and it's going to you're not gonna take the risk that's necessary, bro. Like one thing about like me traveling so much, been to countless countries in South America. This is my last week here in Ecuador. Going to Central America next. And one thing about like traveling so much is that it's like it kind of helps you shoot that shot. It helps you not be so scared of taking risks because you know that you're gonna leave, man. Like I know, like in a couple of days, I'm out of here. No one's ever going to see me again here, right? So it's like I'm going to a completely new country, completely new people, and I'm a complete. It's like it's just you can take a lot more risks, but it's like life is fleeting. Life is too short to not take risks and shoot those shots. Sending DMs, bro, like shoot those DMs, spark conversations, spark normal conversations, even with girls that you're interested in. Like if you're at the gym and you're like, just spark a normal conversation, man. Like, hey, I like your shoes. Like one day, like I remember at the gym, this was a couple months ago. I think I was back in Colombia. But in Colombia, man, I saw a girl that had some Nike Blazers. Nike Blazers, they're great for lifting. They had like that flat sole. So I like using my Nikes are different. My Nikes are they're similar to the Air Jordans, but they're not Air Jordans. They have like the same kind of frame. So they're different, right? Like we have different type of Nikes but they're both like that high top. So I asked her, hey, like how do you like those Nike Blazers, right? They look good. I was thinking of getting a pair. And she was like, no, they're great because, they're flat. They're great for like when I'm hitting legs, when I'm doing squats, like it helps me stay flat. I'm like, cool. And then from there, we just kind of kept the conversation going, man. And then I ended up getting her Instagram. And then, I still hit her up every now and then. But yeah, she's pretty hot, man. She was like those like short fitness Latina girls. And she's pretty cute, man. And we'll see what happens when I'm back in Colombia. But yeah, man, that's like a perfect example of just starting a conversation, just sparking a conversation for whatever reason, bro. especially if you see an IOI, an indicator of interest that she likes you, spark that conversation, man. You'll see, whatever happens. But if it's successful, then it was worth it. And then just again move on at the rejection. So, man, we're going hard, man. I'm gonna have to wrap up this video soon, but the biggest enemies. Okay, guys. So the biggest thing, man, is volume, right? Like put yourself out there, put that product out there, make as many approaches as possible, increase that volume as much as possible. This is really going to elevate your game because you need to practice this skill, man. It's not something that you're just gonna get from one day to the next. It's like the gym. You can't expect to get jacked or be in shape if you only go to the gym like once a week, right? Like you have to fucking put in the work. And the biggest enemies to be aware of when it comes to game is the media, the blue pill media, man. Like the Disney Channel, like all of these like feel good shows, movies that try to kind of like portray this picture where it's like a fairy tale ending. You meet a girl, everything goes smooth, you get married, white picket fence, have kids, fly off into the sunset. Like that is so far from the truth, man. The truth is that it's not an easy game, bro. Like having game, talking to so many girls, trying to be successful, trying to find a girl that's interested in you for who you are, like a genuine connection, is not easy, man. It takes effort. You have to put in the work. That's the straight up truth, man. And even if you get girls, because there's a lot of guys out here, man, that are good at getting girls, like they have good game, but they don't know how to retain them. Like they don't understand like the long term goal of what a successful relationship is. And also, yeah, that's more long term, like the retention part, what is necessary for retention, and also having like strong frame. So once you do get into a relationship, you still exude that strong frame. That's why, again, it took so long to make this video, because there's a reason why these videos are in this sequence of the confidence series, man. Like there's a reason why I made these videos first, why I really wanted to like highlight these videos, because once you start getting into game, if you have weak frame, it's like you're on a foundation, a poor foundation, a very weak foundation that you're building on, and you're going to struggle and have a lot of problems when you start dating. You start bringing in girls into your life, man, because your weak frame is either going to cause some turbulence in the relationship, or if the relationship for whatever reason ends, you are going to suffer. Your frame is going to suffer. No, you are going to suffer because your frame is weak, and it's going to come to light after the ending of that relationship. That's why I made this video so deep into the series, right? Because it's very important to develop these things, that strong frame, before you actually start dating and you're actually like trying to find like a serious girl that you like, that you're interested in, you want to keep her. That's the main thing. You actually want to keep her, because if you're investing, bro, like if you're like me, man, if you're investing so much time, energy, effort into someone, you want to make sure that like it's successful, right? You're putting in all this work, and you want to make sure that the relationship is successful. That's why it's very important to develop that strong frame. So that is one of the biggest enemies to watch out for. Next thing is society. So what I mean by society is that same thing with the media, but also like people can ruin like relationships, right? If she has like whole friends, man, like friends that are not helping that relationship, a lot of times they kind of influence her in a negative way. So you also have to be aware of like what's going on, who is like who's influencing the girl that you're interested in, or there's a lot of things going against you right now, right? Because especially right now with like what's going on with like this radical, hateful, and like this feminazi type of ideology, right? Where there's a lot of women out here that like hate men, and that mentality is like, damn, like a lot of them like really, really hate men, right? And there's a lot of inner game issues there, right? There's a lot of like society issues there, and that's not the premise of this video, but there is people out there like that, that they are like brainwashed to hate men, and they kind of show it off in their behavior and the way that they treat men. So that's something just to be aware of. Like I personally don't, if she's if she's like really into that, like I'm like, nah, this ain't for me, girl. Like, this ain't gonna work out, because like I think women are beautiful, bro. Like I think that's one of the best things that God ever made on earth, man. Like I could not live without women, bro. I think that's it, man. It's like it's the most beautiful thing on earth, bro. And like I can't live with just guys. What the fuck we're gonna do? I'd rather die, man. Like there's no point in living at that point. But like beautiful women are like the most precious thing that we have. They can give birth, they can have kids, they can we can start a family. Like there's just so many things that you can do. Like why women are so valuable. But there's on the other side of the spectrum, just like there's guys that there's some men out there too that hate women. On the other side of the spectrum, there's also a lot of women that hate guys. So on both ends, man, you gotta kind of watch out for those kind of people, because it's like I don't really trust guys that hate women. Like it's like, why, bro? That's like the most beautiful thing. One, it lets me know that you can't get women. Two, it's kind of off putting, and it shows kind of some weak. It shows weakness, because like why do you hate the sex that can't really defend itself as much as like we can, right? And then on the other side too, the feminazis is like, why do you hate men? It's like, you can't get a man, or someone didn't like love you when you were growing up, or what's going on, right? Like there's no reason for so much hate. You have to be in that, like that. We need each other, bro. We need each other. It's like you can't operate without the other. So it's, I don't know, man. Kind of a rant there, but yeah, that's one thing to watch out for when it comes to threats, when it comes to game. And then you have poor advice, so that doom, pessimistic advice from like black pillars and like red pill ragers that we talked about. Black pill is like very pessimistic. Like these guys have just given up. They don't think that they can get girls. I think one is just, that's a lot of like inner game issues, psychology wise. They might not feel like good enough. But another thing is they might just, they're lazy, bro. Like they don't want to put in the work of hitting the gym and elevate themselves. And like that's their cop out. Like, oh yeah, like it's not meant for me to have anyone, to have happiness in my life. So that all that, like the doom, pessimistic advice that you get like that sphere of communities, like I would never take their advice, man. You want to be optimistic. You want to have good advice, bro. It's because like as you start leveling up, man, you start to see like how great life is, bro. Especially as a man, it's very difficult at the beginning, because you have to get you got to put in the work. You got to get the ship moving forward. But once you get it going, man, it's a great experience, because you start having options, you start to travel, you start to get stronger, you're more confident, and life is good, bro. Like if you exude like that happy aura, you're positive, because the reality is that if you put in the work, if you're putting in the reps, life is fucking amazing, man. And it only gets better the more that you do it. So I would never take advice from like someone that's negative, someone that's pessimistic, someone that views life in a negative way, because that's not the truth, man. Like I've seen it firsthand that life is good, bro. Life is good, and it will give you what you're looking for. So if you're looking for positivity, if you're looking for good things in life, you will get it. You just got to stay focused, stay determined, and you'll get it. And then finally, distractions, right? So distracted. So distracted by like the P Hub, distracted by video games. That was me back in high school, bro. Back in my scrub days, that I would get distracted by all these useless things that were not helping me level up in my life. And when you're distracted like that, you're sedated. It makes it very difficult to build these skills of talking to girls, leveling up the way that you dress, the way that you smell, working on your on your game. It just makes it very difficult. So watch out for that. So tying it all back to confidence. This was a long video, man, but we really had to break this one down. I think it was pretty good, man. We might make another one, but this is the power of game and how deep it impacts your confidence. When it comes to confidence, it helps you elevate those communication skills, right? Like you know how to communicate better with men and women. When you know how to communicate better, you know how to ask for what you want. It makes you better in negotiations. When you're trying to get that sell, when you're trying to get that promotion, you're trying to level up your career, you have to learn how to ask for what you want. And also with women, it helps you become more persuasive, bro. So now you know what they want. When it comes to the dynamics, when it comes to like seduction, it's usually like a push and pull game. Like especially young girls, man, like they want more of a like push and pull. Like, like you kind of tell her you like her, she tells you she likes you. You guys go out on a date the first night, then you tell her that you want to take her out to the club the next day. You want to invite her back to your place. So it's like a push and pull dynamic, right? That's a lot what seduction is. But game, like my mentor Wraith mentioned, it's just the acuity of social awareness. It's like understanding how we operate in social settings and how to formulate strong relationships and get the desired outcomes that we want, right? If you're trying to get laid, if you're trying to get into a serious relationship, you have to have a good understanding of that's what you want and how to get that. And that's all a game is, man. That's the power of spitting game. All it is persuasion. You're trying to persuade your girl to give you what you want in the positive way, right? You're not trying to do anything negative. You're trying to just do it the correct way. But there's an art to this, man. That's the power of game. So there you have it. This is game. If you made this far into the video, make sure to give us a like, smash that subscribe button. I'm also doing one-on-one coaching where we will get together and we'll just do some consulting. I can help you build the best confidence plan. We can discuss anything that might be going on. If you think that you're lacking in something, we can talk about it and really analyze how we can maximize it. And that is it, guys. Tomorrow we'll be back. Your boy's about to hit the gym. Today is National Chest Day. Going to probably do some incline bench, some shoulder press, more push movements, but it's going to be a good workout. So I will catch you all in the next video. Stay strong, stay relentless. Saludos desde Ecuador, and keep on conquering. You got this. Peace.